Yeah, we set this season up, and the first season of within the season was 3-game homestand. Just pleased to be 3-0. Looking forward to getting down to Kansas City and having a chance to compete for our first championship of the season in a 4-team tournament. Didn't play our best game tonight. Seemed like we got a lot of good open shots and didn't make them, and then other parts of our game just didn't pick us up. Defensively, good again for the most part, but offensively, not one of our better efforts. But you got to give the opponent credit. Well coached, good team. They came in here and played hard, and we could never put them away. And you got to give their team a lot of credit for that. Another good crowd, appreciative of everybody that always comes out to see us play, and hoping that when we come back next home game, I guess it'll be after Thanksgiving, is that right? That everybody will come back out and support the team. But really need our season ticket holders to show up at this next one at home with all the students still being out of town for Thanksgiving.
Davide Moretti was 2 for 8 on field goals and 0 for 4 on three. What was what changed from his 17-point career high from last game? What do you think?
It's just basketball. Some nights the shots go in, some nights they don't. Without looking at the film, just sitting up here trying to remember, I thought he took good shots for the most part. That's just basketball. Morrow's a great shooter. The percentages will be with him next game.
Coach, talking about Matt, obviously the ball's not falling, but you said you wanted to see him pass more. What do you think about his 4 assists? No, it's not many, but he's showing flashes there.
Yeah, I think Matt would be the first to tell you he's got to play better. Our team puts a lot of confidence in him. He plays high minutes for us. He's a starter. He's somebody we really depend on. So, he's got to get to the free throw line. He's got to make a good percentage. I think he did make a couple good plays defensively tonight that led to offense. That's something we're not wanting. That's something we're needing. But Matt will be fine. He's a guy that really works on his craft. He'll probably be back in the gym tonight, study from this, and try to get better. But we got to get Matt to a level where he's shooting a good percentage every night. And on nights where the shot's not going down, helps us in other areas. And like I said, he did make some defensive plays tonight.
Lawrence, as you mentioned, was really crashing the boards. How important was it to set the tone in a game like this in that first little bit?
Yeah, in a 40-minute college game, there's always some pivotal times. It's that first 3 or 4 minutes of the game. It's the last 3 or 4 minutes right before halftime. It's coming out of the second half, and then it's ultimately winning, close games, especially in the Big 12. So, there's different times of the game where you can lose a game, and there's different times of the game where you can win a game. And today we got off to a great start and then basically just hung on. And, again, I think you've got to give the opponent a lot of credit. This was a team that didn't quit. I've been on that side of it. I've coached at that level. They've already played multiple road games this year. I thought their guys came in and played great. They were a big reason we didn't make a lot of shots tonight. I look for them to have a good season in their conference.
And then you guys went big at times, and then you went with a pretty small lineup there in the second half for a few minutes. How much of that is trying to match up the opponent that you're playing tonight, and how much of it is trying to see what lineups work for you?
Yeah, a little bit of both. It's also seeing if they'll match up with us. We've got one of the things we have on this team is we had a lot of different pieces. I think we can play small ball and put 5 shooters out there. We can we're obviously starting 2 bigs with Norrance and Tariq. And we'll even play Malik, Norrance, and Tariq together. We can get really big if need be. So tonight, just at different parts of the game, because of the way the game was going, we went with that smaller lineup, and it helped us a little bit. And we finished the game with Norrance because he was doing such a great job rebounding.
Just going back to Morrow, Coach, didn't have the offensive game he liked, but he had a steal, and then he was able to kind of help out you guys later in that offensive surge 18-8 run to kind of close this out. I guess how big was he just in terms of his defense, especially on the ball where he was creating steals and creating turnovers for you all?
Well, it's the next step in Morrow's game. Last year as a substitute player, as a role player, as a guy that's trying to help the team in any way he can. If he has a great night like he did last time out against Mississippi Valley, you play him. Maybe on a night like tonight when the shot's not going down, he doesn't play so much. But that's last year. It's a new day. I mean, as we sit here today, he's our starting point guard. So he's got to find a level of consistency. So I liked his demeanor. I liked his composure. When Southeastern was cutting the lead, he made some plays to maintain it. The biggest stat for any point guard is wins and losses. And we're 3-0 right now.
About Deshaun, he had 6 points, looks like 3 rebounds, but talk about his defensive effort tonight.
Yeah, I like where Corpru's at. He's continuing to get better. He's playing his role. He brings a certain amount of toughness that this team needs. He's a coachable guy. You know, I'm really pulling for him. Got great coaching and had some success last year at South Plains. We're looking for him to be a big part of the team. 3 games in, I think he's getting more comfortable. He's starting to do some things out there. So, you know, it's no secret Deshaun's going to be in the rotation all year, and he's one of our better players.
Coach, how much of a good sign is it when you're not shooting as well as you would like, obviously, and the defense bails you out and you're able to win by 19 points?
I mean, winning never gets old. You know, I mean, you know, in my time here when I was gone, I've always been a Texas Tech fan. You know, when I wasn't coaching here, I'd check the ticker and see how Tech did, or check the ticker and see how McMurray did, or other schools I've been at. You know, and don't forget, there's time not too long ago where you win a non-conference game by 20 points. People be hitting the pinata and partying in the parking lot. But now when you don't play your best, you know, everybody's kind of a little bit gloomy. That's okay, because that's just expectations. I like that. But winning never gets old. You know, whenever you get a chance to win a game, all the things that go into these games, you know, you have to enjoy it. Tonight we didn't play our best. There's a lot of things we've got to work on, but I think you got to give our guys credit. On a night where the shots weren't going down, we found a way to beat a good team.